Hello and welcome to the weekly outlook in the DeFi Dojo. Today is March 3rd, 2024. It's a new month and everything's bullish. We are not shorting anything. In fact, have been capitalizing a lot in the Discord on low market cap. We call them shit coins, right? I don't know if I can say that on YouTube. I'm not sure what the rules are. Anyway, we've been doing really well on these, so we kind of just flip them around and finding the really good altcoins that we want to kind of hold more longer term. But it's been a lot of fun this week. We did really well. Bitcoin's gone crazy. Should we get a pullback? I don't know. I don't think so anymore. I was wrong last month. I did think we would get a correction at this 786 in the top of this channel. Just like we've had a correction every cycle, it's always had a correction right around this mark on the fib scale. So the fact that we have blasted through it, accepted above, and are now all the way through what I call the greed and the FOMO zone, which is between the 786 and the 886, Bitcoin is destined now for new all-time highs. Don't let anybody trick you out of that notion, because that is likely what's going to happen. We will likely see somewhere around this zone here for our bull market top at the minimum. How high it does go, I don't know. Previous cycles have gone to the 2.272, and I know 462,000 sounds insane, but so did 69,000 from 3,000, right? So, I mean, I'm not saying that I think we're going here. We're going to play this level to level like we should. But for now, I'm expecting a minimum of 100K with a, gracious 1.618 touch at 173,000 for our bull market top. And we are just going to be buying dips as it comes. Now, I'm personally probably not going to buy Bitcoin anymore. I would much rather have Ethereum. Why? Because I think Ethereum's upside is much bigger during the bull market than Bitcoin's after we pass this mark. You can see, according to the fibs, Ethereum is still lagging Bitcoin. Like, we just broke and closed over the 0.786 here, whereas Bitcoin is already all the way through the greed FOMO zone. So we have Ethereum just starting, and right now, the Ethereum Bitcoin chart is still just kind of chilling on this 7-year long trend line, right? And if you're not familiar, this is just Ethereum against Bitcoin. And we have this line starting all the way back in 2016, running through this cycle and now this cycle. And I believe we are somewhere around here right now. And I do think that Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin from this point going forward. So why would I want Bitcoin? I think Bitcoin can probably double from here at minimum. But I think Ethereum can go all the way up to 14K, right? And so if we just measure that, that's some sort of insane number, but this is what crypto does, right? So 300% from here. Whereas Bitcoin can go to 100K, it's only 60% from here. And to the 1.618 is 168% from here. So I think Ethereum can do better. Now, I'm also going to be buying some altcoins. You guys already know which ones I'm into so far in the Discord, and I'm going to continue trying to find these market gems that we've been capitalizing on over the last week or so. Those are going to be popping up all over the place, and I think that we have a good opportunity to take advantage of those. Flip them really quick, roll those back into Ethereum, ride that train until we find some more, and just continue to increase our Ethereum balance in our wallets while we ride this bull market into, all-time highs. If we look at total market cap, it also has broken the 786. So the entire crypto market is now in the greed and FOMO zone. This means we do not want to short. Now, could we get little pullbacks, maybe back to touch the 786 and then continue higher? Sure. But those dips are for buying, in my opinion. Could Bitcoin do a correction and come back and do something like, like this? Let's just give a little hypothetical scenario. Come back down and retest that channel before it continues higher. Absolutely. That would be like my ideal location for a dip buy. But like I said, it wouldn't be on Bitcoin. But likely if we get a pullback on Bitcoin, the rest of the market also pulls back, right? And so this is where I would be looking for dollar cost averaging Ethereum, dollar cost averaging altcoins, so on and so forth. You have to have a strong stomach to hold altcoins because they are going to go up 150% and then fall 50%. Whereas Bitcoin's going to go up 10 to 20% and only fall 5%, right? But those are the ones that are going to make you the most money. So we're definitely going to keep an eye on those in the Discord. And as usual, you can post your requests in the charts channel, and I can help you try to find locations on the chart where I think maybe things could pull back to for your entries, or where you can take, partial profits on things. Because it's all about making money, and we don't want to just hodl forever and then round trip all of our investments. That's not what we want to do. If we look at the dollar, it's just been chilling sideways for several weeks now. It is technically bullish on the daily, and bullish on the weekly still. So what this is going to translate to, I don't know. It hasn't been helpful so far over the last few weeks, so I'm really not going to pay attention to it unless it starts to actually do something. But, we could get a bounce and head back up to the 104 area. Ideally, I don't think we get any sort of major correction in equities until this breaks that trend line, and right now it's not even close. So equities can continue higher. If we take the, just our bear market trend here and measure that, you can see there's still quite a bit of room even to the 1.272. And ideally, over the next year or so, we could go as high as that 1.618. So whenever we do finally get any sort of correction here on the equities market, I will be taking stabs at long option calls and for the NASDAQ and for the S&P. Looking at the NASDAQ, it's really no different. We're just in this wide area, which is why we just continue higher. We never got that trend test that I was looking for, so it's kind of just leaving the station without me a little bit, and that's okay. I don't need to catch everything. I would much rather just wait for some sort of correction to long, and then take profits up in this zone here in about a year from now. Looking at the Dow Jones, if you take the COVID drop here and just measure that, you can see we're approaching the 1.618 at $400 for the ETF that tracks the Dow Jones, which is DIA. And that might be where we can expect a correction to come. Now, I don't think it'll be something I want to short. Like, I'll see it hit it, but I'm not going to short it. I'm going to wait because it's probably just going to bounce around underneath this for a while before it does make some sort of correction. So I wouldn't want to try to short it. I would just wait for the correction on some other stocks that I like to dollar cost average into or to buy new. And so that's how I'm going to approach the equities market. Now, this is the USDT dominance chart. We have broken its all-time trend. And you can see that this started back in 2018 and went all the way through the 21 top, right? This is the top of the last cycle on Bitcoin. And then this up here is our bear market, right? USDT dominance goes up when Bitcoin and crypto go down, and USDT dominance goes down when Bitcoin and crypto are going up. And so if we take our bull market top, which is here for Bitcoin, which is the bear market bottom of this chart exactly, and then its high, and measure that, you can see we're chilling right at the 0.5 right now. And that is kind of where we've stalled. And we're currently just sitting here on it at the moment. And so this point here at 4.26% is important. It could be where we see a correction start. However, with how total is acting and how Bitcoin is acting, I don't think it's going to be anything substantial. If we do get a bounce here, I think it's going to be minimal, and it might consolidate sideways for a while before we finally break it and then head down to what we know as the golden pocket here. So that's what we're going to be looking for this week, whether or not we get some sort of pullback or not. Because of the fact that we're hitting this major 0.5, then I would say that it is kind of possible. I don't know for sure. Bull markets are crazy. They can be, completely irrational, as we've already seen. So it could just continue to keep going, and this 0.5 serves no purpose. Looking at total 3. So this is probably my favorite chart right now, and I'm going to tell you why, because this tells us what altcoins are doing. So this is total 3, which is the entire crypto market, subtract Bitcoin, subtract Ethereum, and then I've also subtracted USDT, because all I want to know is what are the altcoins doing. And then I've divided that by Bitcoin. And you can see we're hitting this 0.5, and it's now offered support 4 times. And the most recent time, which was last week, it bounced really hard off this line, and I bought a bunch of altcoins while it was touching it. So far those altcoins are doing really well. Now, whether or not we get some sort of major correction from this 0.5 here this week, which causes Bitcoin to come back down, and then we get, another altcoin reckoning where Bitcoin dominance is just blasting higher again, I don't know. What I do know is I want to keep buying altcoins for the eventual altcoin rally. And I'm not going to be phased by any sort of pullbacks on them. I'm just going to buy more. That's what I'm going to personally do. I cannot offer financial advice and tell you that's what you should do, and that's up to you and what your financial situation looks like, but I'm just letting you know what I'm going to be doing, and that's going to be buying altcoins for the eventual move. All right, so I think that covers everything that I wanted to cover, and this is probably one of my favorite tokens right now before I sign off and end this recording for YouTube and go into the charts requests. But RVST is probably my favorite token right now for the mid to long term, and I think that we can reach a peak of at least this zone up here, which is going to be a substantial gain. So with that, I'm going to end the weekly outlook for the YouTube, and I'm going to go into the chart requests now. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe to my videos. I would really appreciate it, and if you want to see more, you can join the Discord. The links will be in the description below. Have a great week, everyone.